Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dain. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness from lovely London. The worldwide European starting tour begins. How does it get any better than this? So what's today's tool on the Tour of Consciousness? Well, I have a question for you. What if every wrongness of you is actually a strongness of you? Now, I'm going to show you the Thames River while we talk because, well, why not? It's kind of pretty. You know, here we are in the middle of beautiful London, about to start a level 2 and 3 class, and for those of you who don't know, there are all kinds of Being You one-day classes in all kinds of different places in Europe over the next month, so I'm excited. It's just getting started, and part of the reason I wanted to bring this Tour of Consciousness to you is, well, because of that, because I'm excited, and what else can we create together in the world? If you would have told me 13 years ago that I would be traveling around Europe and going to all kinds of cities, meeting all kinds of cool and amazing people like you, and actually getting to give them the tools to change their lives, I would have laughed in your face right before I got so sad I cried. So, what's today's tool? What if every wrongness of you were actually a strongness of you? What do I mean? Well, see, one of the things that happened for me 13 years ago was all I could see was the wrongness of me. And in any area in which you're doing that, what you want to ask is, what's the strongness I'm not acknowledging? So for example, what if you have a strongness in the area of money? What if you have a strongness in the area of relationships? What if you have a strongness in the area of bodies, or a strongness in the area of being able to create something that's different for a future and for future possibilities? So let me give you an example. Like one guy I worked with, his family had amazing problems in their business and amazing problems with money. And so he started his entire life out with money problems. And I asked him, I said, hey, let me ask you a question. Is there any possibility that even as a kid you were more aware than your family about matters of money, even though you don't know why, and even though you don't know why that should be the case? And he went, yeah, what's that about? And I said, well, I think what it is you had this family who had all these money problems. Let me ask you a question. Were you actually trying to heal them? Were you trying to change their insanity around money? Because his family had the point of view that money, if they just finally had it, it would be the one thing that would make them happy. Well, they were never happy, and they never had money. I said, did you realize that was insane from the time you were a kid? And he went, yes, I did. So the thing that he's been considering a wrongness of him his entire life is actually part of the strongness of him, the ability to know what's different regarding money, and the ability to actually have a capacity to help change people's realities in that area. What if the same thing is true for you? And this is just one of the tools I want to share with you today. I mean, there's so many, but we're just going to go with this one because I like to talk a lot. You know this. But so you want to ask yourself, so easy for me to say in English. I guess I should learn to speak English. I'm in the Queen's country, you know, where they developed it and all. But so one of the things you want to ask yourself is, look at any area in which you feel wrong and ask, what is the strongness here that I'm not acknowledging? In other words, what's the strength? What's the capacity that you're not acknowledging? Because when you do, you start to change it. What if you didn't have to acknowledge it cognitively? What if you didn't have to get, oh, it's this and this and this? What if you were like, hey, you know what? There's something different here that's possible. And just that awareness would start to change things for you. By the way, if the video is shaking, that's because I can only hold my iPhone up for so long, and we're about at that point. So, what if every wrongness of you were a strongness? And what if the tools to actually start changing what you want to change are actually available as you start to look from this place? Thank you for being. Thank you for being on the planet. Thank you for being part of the Tour of Consciousness. As this European tour kicks off, I just wanted to say, you guys are such an amazing gift, and what can I do and be that will contribute to you? Thank you for being the gift that you are, and what if you truly being you are the gift and the change this world requires? That's it for this Tour of Consciousness. See you next time, beautifuls. Bye.